Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and one of the videos that I did on a 69 Chevelle that's right behind us was replacing the trunk seal. And it did so well, I thought, hey, why not make one for the 72? It's basically the same thing, but I thought I'd shoot it over and see if it's any use to you guys. But if you look real close, I'll take the camera off the tripod and I'll show you real close why we should replace the trunk seal on this car. We'll be using a new trunk seal. Okay, this is nice, man. This is a nice fresh one, and we're going to use this 3M super adhesive. Okay, so that's black super weather strip adhesive. So I've only got a little tube here. It came with the kit. Bought the whole kit on eBay. So pretty cool. All right, let's get to it. All right, so why are we replacing this? Because look at the seal's really damaged here. Okay, so that's not making a seal anymore. But I do think this is the original seal for this trunk because it's still got the white and I think it's a blue stripe. We'll try to recreate that as we put this seal back on. But as you go around here, and it's really boogered up right through here. So the car's been repainted, but this is the original spatter paint in the trunk. And we're gonna try to spiff that up just by cleaning it. One thing I do want you to note is that for guys on the assembly line, they would put a little dimple here to show you where the seam should be. You don't want the seam over here in the middle, because when the trunk closes, it's gonna be right on here, right on a corner. So you don't want that. That's why they suggested you put it over here. I think the original seam is right here. So they weren't too far off. So the first step will be taking out this original seam, and we'll get to work on that. Now I'll try to pull it up best I can, but you know, they've used some glue in here, I can tell. And it's not going to be an easy chore getting this old seam out, but we'll do our best. I'm going to go get some plastic tools and try to dig it out with that. But at first, I'll try to peel off as much as I can. I can see, unfortunately, that the seam is wanting to basically split in half, and for the most part, the glue is holding the bottom in. So let me see if I can get down in there. There, I got down in there a little bit better. All right. And we'll try to pull this off. All right, it's not going too terribly bad as I peel it back, but I'm sure you don't want to watch me peel all the seam up. So I'll show you the finished results on that. All right, for the most part, I was able to get the seal out in one piece. It did stick in some places where they had probably put some additional glue. So I've got a couple tools here. I've got this it's a plastic piece. It can help me dig that out. And then I did, in case it got a little stubborn, I got a brass brush to clean the channel out as best I can. And then I bought a little acetone over here too, just in case I need to clean it up a little bit more. So we'll see how this goes. If you remember this car, I worked on it all summer, and we got the new engine. Well, I won't say new engine. We got the engine resealed, and it still looks fabulous. Mike's son-in-law and daughter took the car up to Toledo, and I guess had it at a few car shows up there. So it made the ride up there pretty good. Mike went to Put-in-Bay one day with Kathy, and the car went on a ferry, and so yeah, the car's been doing pretty good. Mike wants me to make one more adjustment on the clutch, so we'll make one final adjustment on that. But I'm just glad to see the car was getting driven this year, so that's great. We'll we'll finish up working on the trunk area today, and then I'll show you the rest of the car. I'll tell you what, guys, if you haven't used this Dawn Power Wash yet, try it out. I mean, I decided the acetone was going to be a little too much for cleaning this out, so I'm just spray this on. It kind of comes out with a nice little force to it too, as you can see, but I'm just using that to change out the clean out the channel here, and the only thing, I'm going to let it dry. Boy, I got to tell you, kudos to Paul the painter. He's our painter for all of our cars, and he did a frame on paint job on this car, and he did a fabulous job of matching the paint to the original, because you can see under here, this is all original paint on the underside of this trunk, and then this is the new paint here. It's just a little bit shinier, but boy, did he do a nice job of cutting in all the seams around here. I can kind of see where his tape job was, right across here on the trunk. But man, he does great work when he does work. But man, it takes a long time for him to get something done. We're still waiting for the 66 Chevelle. So, I gotta go. I got a phone call. All right, that was Brother Rick on the phone, and he called me. I gotta put some prayers out there for my sister-in-law Sue, who's married to my brother Jay. She had a bad fall and ended up breaking a couple ribs, and it just sucks to get old. But hopefully she's on the mend. She ended up having a little. I won't go into it. You guys don't want to hear it. But just say a prayer for my sister-in-law Susie. She means a lot to me. Growing up, she used to take me to church, and she's a good soul. So love her to death. Anyway, back to our trunk seal here. I wanted to show you this. I went ahead and I cut the piece out where the little stripes were. See that? See those little two stripes there? One's blue, one's white. So I know exactly what this looks like, and I already videotaped where it was at on the Zip Zoo back there. And the thing I wanted to show you was that how this is, okay, as far as a side view looks, okay? So there's that, and here is the new one, and we want to put it in the same way, and it's basically got the same shape to it. Okay, it's basically got the same shape to it, and you want to make sure that, just like in this one, you start your seal off so that when this folds over, the water will run over it. So when the water's coming down the back of the car and it hits the seal, because there's different ways you can put the seal in, but you basically want that little fold to go over. So hopefully you got that in the video. I'm gonna pick out the middle of the seal, and they make these things super, super long. I'm gonna have all sorts of extra material. I'm gonna pick out the middle part, and then I'm gonna test fit it. All right, just to give you an idea how much more material they give you. I mean, look at the overlap I have here. It goes all the way out to here. I mean, this is gonna be our part where we splice it together. And I went and got my nice Harbor Freight scissors. These are really, if you wanna buy some nice scissors at Harbor Freight, get a pair of these. They're pretty cheap. I don't know what they cost, $8-9, but they are nice and sharp, and they're perfect for cutting material like this. So I've got it kind of test fit in there. I am gonna shove it down in there and see how it is for real. All right, basically I'm starting with the lip here, and I'm shoving it down into the edge here, and then I'm kind of squeezing it into the channel. All right, now if I get something out of place, I'm gonna take my little plastic tool here, and I'm gonna squish it back down into place. But we'll see where we're at the end of this procedure. All right, it got the seal kind of pushed down in the channel. It is wavy in a few spots, and I'll go back and straighten that out. But now I wanted to show you we're getting close to the cut here, and I did a pre-cut, cut off some extra material, and then I left this super long here. But try to get a nice straight cut in there. You know, we'll try to straighten that out a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is glue the seam together and then put a piece of tape over that. I don't know if I'll show you that step, so I just want to tell you. It has been going really good. It's sticking in the corners really nicely. So I'm not gonna use any, sometimes I use glue in the corners when it's not sticking down in there, but this one's really in there nice and tight. So I'm only going to use glue at the seam here, okay? Tell you another nice little touch maybe you can put on these cars because of these seals. Like, look how cracked this is. So I got some new rubber seals. I bought a whole little kit here that has all the rubber seals in it. So we'll go around and look and see like where things are missing. Like over here, I've got a rubber piece, but over here it's missing. So we'll go around and replace all the little rubber pieces that we should. All right, engine's looking really nice, I tell you, beautiful. All right, I got my seal coming together, pretty close to the dot. I mean, they weren't perfectionists at General Motors either. I've seen plenty of original cars that didn't have it come right there, but try to work this seam in so you got them coming really close together, and then we're going to fill in the gap with a little bit of glue there, and then I'm going to tape it down. All right, this glue gets everywhere, so put some gloves on. I suggest to you. So I'm gonna pinch it back a little bit here, and I'm gonna put some glue down in the crevice. All right, let it just work. Let it just flow down in there. You don't have to get crazy with this glue because you want it to look kind of neat. Look at this thing. Just stretches all over the place. And all right, I'm gonna put it in the gap there, and then I'm gonna put a little piece of tape over it. Hey, I don't know if that's right or not. You let me know. I'm gonna put the tape over it. All right, got a little tape to hold it together. And then I'm gonna close the trunk. Put the cap back on the glue. Like I said, I didn't use the glue all the way around. This is a nice tight fitting seal. So I'm just gonna close the trunk down, and we're gonna let this set for a while. We'll let this bake and do its stuff. All right? So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll go around the car and show you a little bit more of it. But hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm working on the spare tire. It was didn't look so great. So I worked on the jack, and I got that all neat and nice. So this trunk will look nice. All right, so we got the jack cleaned up a little bit. And in 72, you're not really going to see this because it's going to flip over. All right, and these little tabs hold this into this plastic thing, and it's going to flip over so that it's this way. See, this side up. So then you're gonna put it in here. All right, trying to do this one-handed. So it's basically going to go in like that. Let me get it straightened out a little bit. Now you want to talk about something cool. This is the original spare tire to this car, I believe. It's a Uniroyal glass belt, and it's got some cool factory markings on here. It's got 339 there. I don't know what that means. And then it's got 139B over here. And then if you look at the markings, and I see my buddy Rick Nelson trying to duplicate this sometimes, it's actually got the markings on here and a blue line that's going across here. Can't really make out what the numbers are, but boy, is that just cool. So it was getting kind of rusty on the back side of this, so I put a coat of paint on it. So let me get this down in there and show you. All right, there you go. Got the tire back in there, and the jack stand, and everything's bolted down. So we're gonna leave this overnight now, and we'll let her get all dried up. I'm gonna close it up. There we go. And that's gonna complete one more little piece of the puzzle on this heavy Chevy. I mean, we're moving right along on this heavy Chevy, making it very nice driver, very nice. So that's about it. Mark Meldrum Sponsor Garage. Remember, you can do this stuff. I'm an idiot. You can do this stuff too.